What's up, folks? How y'all doing? This is going to be a fun and hopefully entertaining palate cleanser. I just want to steer clear of the politics tonight, just to give you guys a little bit of a taste of what it is we're going to be dealing with tonight. I have already reacted to the man in question, the man of the hour, Mr. Paul Booth, and you will see if the idea of oddities kind of freak you out a little bit. No one's forcing you to watch the video, but this is the man who inspired me to want to start an oddities collection. The only thing that have right at the moment is starting off with aspects of the human anatomy. Not necessarily any fetuses, not any organs or medical specimens, but we'll start off with, and these are real, by the way. You can only imagine the first time when I'm like touching these. Can't necessarily make a heart with it, but let's just say, yeah. These are actual human McRibs. McRibs. Kind of looks like a heart, actually. $75 a piece. Like really expensive McRibs. So we're starting off with that as part of my not so impressive oddities collection. But this man definitely has an impressive collection that we're going to react to.
Welcome to my lair. I am going to show you some things from my collection. Oddities, weird stuff, cool stuff. I brought out 5 pieces that are some favorites of mine that I'll show you. Top 5 might be tough because, well, some of them I just can't show you.
See, now I kind of want to know what they are. Like, why? What is it exactly that you're hiding? I need to know.
My first acquisition to my collection that I consider the first is probably close to 30 years ago. And it was a fetus in a jar that was pickled in 1885. That got me going. I started collecting fetuses and
See, if you were to take that out of context, people would be freaking the fuck out. What type of fetuses, Paul? Why don't you tell us?
I think it's really because I'm intrigued with the whole...
Somebody had brought up a very good point when it came to this. PETA has left the chat. That's awesome. PETA's left the chat.
whole idea of life and death symbolically in the same place, in the same inanimate object.
I have to agree with him on that one. It is, that's part of the reason why I want to, like, I like the symbology behind skulls. What they mean from different cultures and funeral rites, burial rites, really cool shit. Hell, even reading about human sacrifices. Yes, it's a bit macabre. Been feeling macabre the last few days. Kind of have to finish off that global corpse politics book.
This is a monkey fetus.
He just cracks it open. Oh, cracks it. There you go.
He's a cool little guy.
No questions
asked.
asked.
How in these early stages of life, so many animals and humans resemble each other so much. Kind of makes you wonder. So many people think they're not animals, but at the end of the day, we're nothing but animals. We just are capable of rational thought. That's really the only difference. But we certainly act like animals every day.
You should have seen Canadians as of recently. Some Canadians ain't capable of rational thought. So why don't we place them in a pickled and sealed into a jar? That's probably a cheaper idea to be dealing with the boomers, or just give them the maid. Something like that.
Where is the line for me in collecting? I probably would keep all of my appendages. I'm collecting myself when I die, actually.
That is the most metal thing I've heard in a very long time. You're collecting yourself when you die. Never heard anybody say that. Just rolls off the tongue. No issue. Has accepted mortality, his own mortality. I love it. I love his death positive view. That's what I want. I want to have that type of view. Because out here in the West, death is always about mourning and shit like that. But it was really interesting to go to the Day of the Dead festival when I was out in West Palm Beach of 6 months ago. At least 6 months ago, I believe. I was a bit disappointed with the paraphernalia that they were selling because I was hoping there'd be something authentic coming out of this type of festival, but they had shit that you could find nearly anywhere. But I just like the archetype of Santa Muerte, and I just find his shit really fucking fascinating. Really, is it really different compared to the West's view on death? It's a very gloomy and depressing way of doing things and a mindset, but I prefer the death positive way. And also at times they have rituals where they're having to take out their dead relatives and dancing with them and literally having a feast with them at the fucking table. Okay. That's one way of doing it. Alright, we're gonna put you back now. Okay, bye. See you in 3 years.
I'm sculpting my casket now. Not a casket, it's I guess you call it my tomb, but it's basically my death wish is I want to design a biomechanical fortune telling booth. I want to be taxidermied and placed in it.
Okay, first of all, unfortunately, human beings cannot be taxidermy. Honestly, I love that episode of Ask a Mortician when she was talking about Lenin being, having to be preserved for a lot of fucking decades later. After his death, the amount of money, the amount of formaldehyde and preservatives, or preservation, the process of it, having to keep this body, this communist alive. I'm sorry, that was fucking hilarious to freaking see. And you can't do it. Animals are able to be taxidermied because they have stretchable skin and also fur to put on top of it. Us, not so much. It's not that fucking stretchy. We lose that elasticity and the beautiful process of decomposing. So, unfortunately, we can't do that. But I just love, I love that he
and I want my arm animated over the crystal ball.
I just love that he's already thought about his fucking death wish. This has got to be the most heavy metal and most awesome type of death. Immortalizing yourself. Being placed into a fucking fortune-telling booth, and my arm's animated over the crystal ball. He reminds me so much of like a real-life version of Uncle Fester. I wish I had an uncle like this. I don't know. We would just be. I would probably be visiting him every fucking day. Oh my god, I would love to have a family member like this, but I think I might have to. I have this feeling as time goes on, I might possibly be that family member.
And I'm writing out the worst fortunes you could possibly get ahead of time, so that when I die, I get placed in the tomb, the fortune-telling booth. Hopefully, last rites will live on without me, at which point I can be placed in my shop as a museum piece, and for a quarter, you can get a fortune from me. And I promise they'll be miserable and filled with doom.
I just love that. I just love how they're gonna cut to like the next scene. He just ends it right there. I promise they'll be miserable and filled with doom. Oh my god. I hope he has gotten started on that. Look, if there is a day where it's possible to visit his tomb, I would love to see it. I mean, he's out in New York, you could tell by his accent. Do I want to go to New York? No, not really. If I had to go to Massachusetts, I'd go to Salem. I'd want to go to the Satanic Temple at least once just to see how grandiose it is, just to satisfy my curiosity. And I would love to see this guy's tomb. And probably get a fortune that is miserable and filled with doom. I would like that. That would actually be pretty metal.
If they won't taxidermy me, then the next attempt will be having my brain put in a jar.
Fuck the body. Let's just. What do we do about our brain? I mean, is that even possible out in the United States? Like, I'm aware of a regular burial, being in the ground, being inside the mausoleum, cremation, human composting, aquamation. Is it possible to like how would it work though? Yeah, this is my death wish. Just fuck the rest of my body. Please take my brain and place it in a fucking jar. Like, how do you go about that during the decomposition process? Like, that's really interesting to me. Yeah, let's ask a mortician.
You know, because after all, we all need a brain in a jar. You know, kind of like this one.
When you need to meditate upon it, imagine you use this. I just thought of like the craziest thing. You have so many people that always do tarot before they do like a ritual. Yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit of guidance here. Okay, what do I do? So imagine like you're seeking an answer with your own inner guidance. Imagine you meditate upon like a brain placed in a jar for divinatory purposes. I can't think of an answer. Can you help? Imagine that. That would. I need to take out my brain because this one's not working. Oh wait, now I got an idea. Thanks. What the fuck? I don't know where I got that. I don't know how I just got this idea, but it just popped in my brain right now. I don't know, but maybe I should do that for divinatory purposes.
To think hard, I bring out my brain. This is a medical specimen that I obtained years ago.
That's a fucking huge brain.
I don't know who it was. Usually when you reach the science realm, much like my realm, your name is no longer significant. It's more about the object and the history.
I have to agree with him in that case. You know, if I had to start an oddities collection, what would be like the main reason why I do it? It wouldn't just be like human bones and shit. There's a lot of interest. I find an oddities collection is a very specific type of niche. And what's the idea behind it? For me, there's a vast array of interests that I have. It's not just, the symbology behind skulls and death and whatever. It's more about what's the idea, what makes people tick, why, what's going on in their brain. Okay, maybe not this brain. Maybe we could use a little brain, but whatever. It's about the history. It's about the object itself. What makes it so interesting to cross the threshold of having me bought into my own collection? You know, I like stuff like that. Never thought in a million years I would want to start an oddities collection. But, right now, I'm a bit of a poor bastard. You should see how much these skulls fucking go for. A Tibetan skull that I saw off of the website where I bought these McRibs, it's going for over $8,000. I don't have that kind of money. But it takes a huge amount of skill. Takes a huge fucking skill with the carvings of this, of a decorative piece. Fucking great, man.
I call it Abby Norma. Got this from a fan in Indonesia. Tibetan skull.
See, like this.
Real skull, authentic.
How the fuck did you do that?
These you've seen before, but this one is the best one I've seen.
Looks like it.
It's carved and adorned, of course.
Adorned, okay.
But silver. It's a really nice piece, actually. Everywhere I go in the world, I usually bring something home with me. Whether it's a gift or something I found in a little obscure antique shop.
See, that's the thing. If he's able to find a lot of these things in the most... Okay, is it really that much of a miscellaneous place? Not really. If I were, hypothetically, to go down to Louisiana, obviously, where would I want to go? I want to go to voodoo shops. But we're not talking like the over-commercialized supply shop. I want something that is gonna stand out to me like hardcore. Like things like this. You know? Maybe I might have to ask like a practitioner. They might bring me on the side. It's like, yeah, I'd like to buy one of your supplies or something like that. And they would demand payment. Well, what type of payment? Oh, a bit of your blood, maybe. I don't know. I'm just hyping it up, but that would be really fucking cool. So I don't know how to go about this whole thing yet. I'm kind of taking I'm taking that bit of advice from him.
Down some side street, whatever. I always try and bring something home. So
wait. So you know what it is? I just realized something. You're bringing all this shit home. Imagine you're traveling outside of the United States and you have to declare this shit. I was freaking out when I had to bring back my dagger. It's right here, actually, on my altar, right on the side here. It's a dull dagger. You can't stab anybody. Well, it's not sharp. You could stab somebody with it, but I've only used it for ritualistic purposes, and it's also for decorative, and I caught that when I was on my Euro trip back in 2009. Do you not realize how much I crap my fucking pants that I did not declare it? I did not declare this thing whatsoever. Obviously, I did not put it on my carry-on. I put it in the big-ass luggage. Yeah, they're not gonna look at that. I tried to be that unassuming. Yeah, you're on a Euro trip with your classmates for at least 10 days to 14 days during your spring break. And we just visited a couple of shops here and there, blah, 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 No, we didn't go to Toledo. We didn't go to a fucking armory. No, I'm not declaring this dagger. What are you talking about? But I can't imagine coming back with human bones and paraphernalia, like all of this. How do you go about declaring that shit? I'm sure there are some rules that you cannot bring home contraband. When you go to the United States for at least a day, you can't even bring back plants. Imagine bringing back contrabands like this. Oh shit, that's crazy. Oh, how does he do it? He has crazy stories. I want to know.
Things in this room from all around the world. If I could be set loose in the basement of the Vatican for one day.
Oh my god, wouldn't that be fucking awesome? Never mind going to where the basilica is. Never mind that. Okay, cool. Let's look at the architecture. But let's really see what's behind or under. What is hidden? See, that would be interesting.
There aren't enough shopping carts for the shit I'd pull out of there. Can you even imagine what they have amassed in their collection? I'm sure it pales in comparison. There is a very unassuming dead mouse in a jar.
Dead mouse.
What makes it special? Well, this mouse is a $20,000 mouse. I have 4 of them.
20,000?
And they have human skin. They're genetically engineered mice that were the early days of when they would grow ears on mice. These are the mice they grew the ears on.
Oh, interesting.
And whatnot. But his skin is human, genetically modified.
Oh my.
He's a GMO mouse. I guess when I think about what is the unholy grail for my collection, what would be the piece I would love to obtain more than anything else? It's more about pieces, not a piece. I want to build that Frankenstein monster.
Oh, I love that. It just made my little tiny black heart grew a few sizes. I just love it. That's so darkishly poetic.
I don't necessarily want to put life into it, but I want to build it and put it in a big-ass jar.
What's this obsession with jars? Seriously.
I want to assemble a monster, just to assemble it. There's a vibe to this place, a collective vibe, It's dark and creepy, but it's warm and inviting at the same time.
Yes.
And that's kind of the science behind what I do. I want people not sure whether they should laugh or cry. And this place does that. People that get it and that are into dark art and, dark things understand, and they feel right at home here. So, are there ghosts in my collection? I suppose there could be, but none of them are haunting me. Now there's more of you that may dig where I'm coming from, and I'm sure there's more of you that hate me to death. And I'm fine either way, really. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it.
Stuff like this, it's just fun for me. I have nothing else to add. It was just a nice, fun palate cleanser and a change when it came to politics. This was actually quite fun for yours truly. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. And that is definitely oddly terrifying with Maiden. Peace out.